Hello, everybody. Welcome back to this Board Game Live. Today, I'm doing an unboxing of Worms, the board game, the collector's edition. So it's a pretty beefy box, and there's some pretty cool special things about this edition. And I want to show off some things that I was able to get extra when I backed this through their crowdfunding campaign. So to start off, this game is designed by Jack Cesar and Matt Gilbert. The artist of this is Jose David Lanza Cebrian, and this is published by Mantic Games. So let's switch over to the top down. And one thing you're going to notice is, what is this? This is a playmat. You can get a Worms playmat. Now, this was something I added on in the crowdfunding. I honestly do not know if this is going to be available in retail, but you can probably get it through their website. I would check on the Mantic site, and you probably can pick that up if you'd like. It's pretty big. It doesn't even fit completely in the camera, but it's a good size. So let's dive into this box and see what's inside. All right. So of course we've got Worms the board game, the manual. So again, this IP is from a video game. It's been around for a long time. You got Worms that are different elevations. It's kind of a 2D platformer type of, but you're duking it out with weapons and destroying the ground underneath worms and stuff like that. It's been around a long time. It's a lot of fun. So this is the board game adaptation of that. And another nice, big, very colorful, easy to read rule book. Talks about how to set up. Setup in this game is very simple. This game overall is a very simple game to play and learn. Oh, I did forget to tell you that it is a 2 to 6 player game, so you can play up to 6 players. It's about 45-minute playing time, and it's for ages 10 and up. So that is fun for the whole family, right? But it talks about what to do on a turn, on your turn, how you can move, how you can jump, what happens if you move into a mine or into fire or into a supply crate or moving inside of a hex that's already full. There's limitations on how many people can be in a hex. But again, we're just doing an unboxing. I gotta stop doing the commentary on how to play and all those other things again. But got a nice rule book. There is some extra rules here that came with the version. So the version I've got, I think they called it the Armageddon version in the crowdfunding. So this one does have the 5 to 6 players. It did come with some new weapons and super weapon cards and some utility cards. So there was an extra rule sheet in this box. And then a quick reference on the back. This version did come with some art, some like cardboard little artwork things, which I think are pretty cool. This is actually, so again, this there's the white. I don't know if there's a game, a retail release in the white box, but this is the cover of the collector's edition, and this is what your retail box cover is going to look like. It'll be a black box. And there are some differences between those versions. This version is going to have a lot more worms in the game than what you would have in the retail. So please keep that in mind as you are looking at this. I don't believe these rules talked about that. I could be. So they show 16 worms in 4 different models in the rule book, but I think I got a lot more than 16 worms, I believe. So we'll double check here. It's been a little bit since I played it, but this is pretty much new, hitting store shelves now. So one of the things you're going to have when you open it, and this is all punched because I have already played this game. So you're going to have a lot of different map tiles, and you've got different like terrain types. So you can play either side. This is like more rocky terrain. That's still rocks, just but different look to the board. All right, so let's take this out. So we got like what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 worms just right here on the top. And I believe, yeah, you get 16 just in the retail game, where in this version, there's a lot more. You get 4 trays of worms. So that bottom section doesn't come out. So essentially you're going to get about 1 tray worth in the retail game, and the rest of these are in the collector's edition. So you get your dice. There's also some additional dice in the collector's edition. You've got a lot of water tiles. So this is your wind tile, very important. This will be in every game you play. And then you've got a bunch of water tiles, which are bad for worms. Worms die in the water. You will get a token here. This, I forgot what this was called. Let me go back to the book. But you flip this to see if you take damage. I can't remember it's the damage flipper. So there you go. And then on the collector's edition, there's an actual metal coin that I got that you flip. So that's pretty nice. You've got some base rings to put your worms in. So there's 4 for each color. And again, the retail game is going to allow for, I believe, just 4 players. The collector's edition gives you 6. There are player turn, your player turn cards. And then there's these item cards. So these actually will sit out on the table so that everyone can read them. Like, what's a supply crate do? How you interact with them? Sentry guns, a freeze, a mine, oil drum, electromagnet, fire, water. So these things will actually sit out on the side as a reference as well. So more miniatures. We have an oil drum. Now, I didn't paint any of these, but I'll tell you what, if you look on BGG, there are some people that have painted these minis, and oh man, the worms look incredible. But sorry about that, little oil drum. We have a little mine. Here we go. It's a little mine that we'll place out there. And then you have crates, supply crates to help get more equipment. So those are also in the game. Alrighty. We'll get to some of the worms in a minute. There are some cardboard pieces. So we've got explosions, your little fire, there's a wind direction arrow. There's a bunch of little cardboard pieces that will go out. So when there's destruction on the land, you'll put the destruction tiles out. And then we have cards. So let's see. Some of the weapons. This is probably what a lot of people from Worms really want to see. So we've got grenades. We have handguns. There's a baseball bat. There's a shotgun. Let's see. We got an Uzi. So I'm just wanting to kind of show you ninja rope. Not going to explain how these all work, but just wanted to jetpack, show you off some of the things. Of course, mines. I may have said mines already. Let's see. Bazooka. Got to have a bazooka in a Worms game. I love the bazooka. A girder, which is very handy in this game. I think I don't remember if I said shotgun. There is a shotgun in it. And I think that is this is like your starting cards. But then you can get other equipment. So let's take a peek. There's a flamethrower. We have a longbow. And these things will all do various different things. Battle axe. There's a med kit to heal yourself. There is a minigun. There's a napalm strike. Who doesn't like a good old napalm strike in a Worms game? You can teleport. There's the electromagnet. A railgun. A petrol bomb. There's cluster bombs. There's the old woman. Don't mess with her. The sentry gun. That's very helpful. Prod, which, again, you can learn about in the game. And I think, oh, we got Dragon Ball. We have an airstrike. And so you can see there's a priceless Ming Vase, which does, so these yellow ones are like, I think they call them super weapons, I believe. And yeah, I'm pretty sure they're called super weapons. And they're very very powerful, do a lot more than just one thing. So there's a mail strike, a mine strike, there's super sheep. So those give you a couple more. A buffalo of lies. There's a fire punch, a booby trap, a homing pigeon, holy hand grenade. There's the holy hand grenade, and a banana bomb. So there's so much more in this. It's just a lot of fun. Some of those, for those of you that have played the video game, probably are having a bit of nostalgia at the moment. Yeah, and that's great. This game, so when I played, we had 6 players at the table. And I will say this, everyone enjoyed the game. Those that really were Worms players from the day absolutely loved it. One of the guys actually came back, that was a month or 2 later, and he's like, Mark, I bought it. So he loved it so much. He bought the game, and it is a lot of fun. If you are a Worms fan, you're really going to love this. If you're not, it may not be as fun because of the nostalgia is not there. Then it's just kind of this battler game, but it's still a lot of fun, even if you're not familiar with the Worms franchise. So, and then there's these cards that play after every player to determine which way the wind changes, what kind of stuff happens in between each round, like where to, dropping more supplies, things like that. And then we have sudden death cards. There'll be one of these at the end of the game. So after a certain amount of rounds, a sudden death will come out that will change the way the game plays to kind of force, if people are kind of standing off, this is going to be to force people to combat and get the game. This is like a really good time control to keep that game moving, so that you can't just have like a standoff. Excellent option in the game. But that's what comes in the game. So again, if you are springing for the collector's edition, you are going to get some really cool, let's see if I can, like, look at that guy. I need, it's too close to really, it's not auto focusing on that, but he's got the holy hand grenade in his hand. There are construction worms. There's actually the sheep. What is this? He's got a sheep on his head. The worm has the sheep on his head. There's like the construction worms with the girder. There are like archers. There's like Viking. It's like a Viking worm. There's so many different ones. There's another one in here. I'm trying to find it, where the dude has like an afro. Oh, here's a pirate. Like a pirate worm. But my favorite one that I saw, where is he? He has like an afro, and it's just so funny. Love it. These worms, I want to paint these things, or maybe hire someone to paint them for me. Here he is. That's just, I love it. They did such a great job on these sculpts and on these worm characters. It's just beautiful. They did an amazing job. But that's what's in the box. And if you get a chance to play this or purchase it yourself, feel free to let us know what you thought of it, of Worms, the board game. I'm trying to get that back up. Worms, the board game. So let us know what you think. Let us know if you've played this and enjoyed it. And if you're an old-time Worms fan like myself, share your thoughts and comments with us. You can email us at contact@thisboardgamelife.com. You can go to our website of the same name and send us a voicemail to get your audio questions or comments into our audio podcast. And, well, that's it for today. We'll see you at the table.